How do you feel that gender roles and stereotypes impact the dynamic between male and female players on and off the court?
It's really cool that we have a sport that girls and guys can play. You know, normally in sports, guys are like the alphas and girls are kind of like trying to get to that level. And in polo, there are girls out here that are better than a lot of the guys, and I think that's really cool. But yeah, everybody's progressive, and it's like we want, you know, whether it's guys and girls, everybody just has the same mentality that, you know, we're all the same person. It's pretty cool. Like, I think, I mean, I'm obviously I'm a guy, so I don't know what it's like to be a girl playing this, but I mean.
Okay, Glenn, get on the same level. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, it's nice that women are able to play side by side with men in a co-ed sport. I agree. But the way you put it, saying like, it's nice that, you know, women and men can be on the same level in a sport and girls can be badasses out here. It's like, the sport is about your bike handling skills. The sport is about your speed. This sport is about not being afraid to get into tight, sticky situations and get aggressive. And none of that has anything to do with gender. You don't need to be a big, buff, muscly dude to be in the sport. And I think that's what you were trying to say. But like, the way you made it sound was that like women aren't as athletically capable as men, which is like, we are on the same level, okay? Equality.
How do you feel that gender roles and stereotypes impact the dynamic between male and female players on the court?
I think there's a lot more respect in bike polo than a lot of other sports between the genders, between the sexes. But I don't know. I'm sure there's some tension. I know that a lot of ladies have aired concern about it, about feeling oppressed or left out or left behind, kind of. But I think as far as sports go, it's pretty progressive.
Do you believe that the sport should be divided at all to male and all female players?
No, not at all. I mean, there's a bunch of really, really talented ladies that it would be a bummer to not play with. NAs just happened. There are a bunch of ladies in like the top tier of play. And I think like the reason I started playing is because it's like a fun communal thing, and like I don't want to be half of the population gone. I do hear things about people like guys feeling we need to play lady players differently or like more soft in other sports, and I don't really see that in polo as much. I see a lot of people just playing how they're going to play regardless of who their opponent is, which I think is a solid, good thing.
Do you think there's anything that could be improved upon, like between the genders?
I mean, just as like a whole in life, yeah, absolutely. And like that translates to polo too, I'm sure.
We go from summer to fucking...
I don't know, stuff like what you're doing. The fact that you're interviewing me about this is a cool thing that's helping to move things forward.
Let's be real though. There are certain dynamics at play in the sport because of gender stereotypes. And that's just something we have to recognize and then try to rectify. We, as women, often get put in goal. And I don't want to be in goal the whole game, you know? I want to go up and I want to score goals too. I want to play offensively every now and then. To pretend like these things aren't related to gender would be naive. I think it's pretty clear that there is a culture in America that says that men are more aggressive and are better at playing offensively because of this. Just recognize that, you know, and that stereotypes are at play in the sport, you know, like playing women equally as hard as you would play men or whatever gender. It doesn't matter. Everyone should be played fairly and equally. Don't play somebody differently just because of the way you perceive them because of whatever gender you think they are.
How do you feel that gender roles and stereotypes impact the dynamic between male and female players on the court?
I feel that there is there are cultural expectations that people bring to the court, and I think that sometimes guys will play a little bit more gently with, you know, with female players, and it's not. I don't know. I struggle with thinking if it's because they think they can't take it, or if they think that they'll be looked at as rude if they act that way, or if it's like they're sense of chivalry. I think that there should be more equality. There should be more female players. People should play together more often.
Do you believe the sport should be divided to all male and all female players?
Absolutely not. Like, I think that one of the really cool things about bike polo is that everybody's on a bike. It makes the game so much more based on your skill and your comfort on your bike and your comfort in moving than it is about, you know, any gender. And I think it's one of the rare sports that there can be a lot more equality than other sports that experience a lot more segregation.
Yes, Canute, yes. Doesn't matter what gender you are to play bike polo. Thank you for being the person who says that. This is an equal, fair play sport. The only reason that there are less women in the sport are because they feel isolated. The bike polo population is mainly male, and this is a co-ed sport. And that, to the core, is very important to the sport because it brings a diverse crowd of people. And that's how the sport is going to get better and further if we, are all inclusive. I think that is the magic of the sport, really, and you